Hello everybody, my name is Marcelo Prado. Today I'm going to be showing to you how you can lose custody of your children. Even if you are the best father or the best mother on the world, you can still lose custody when you're facing with greater forces that will take it away your right to be a mother or be a father. Okay guys, so I'm going to share some of my personal experiences of government agencies that was used against me in order to gain advantage in a custody battle. This is something that is common when you have custody disputes, except in my case, I think my former wife was a little bit more sophisticated and a lot of the things that she did. So let me go ahead and share real quickly with you. One of them was she, alleged that she was it was domestic violence, that she was abused as a wife, and blah 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 blah. Okay, that nothing was it was all unfound. There was no witness. There's nothing. There's no trace of that. There's nothing. Nothing. Usually you have a little bit, maybe a little sign, but nothing. Then from there has been that I committed fraud with the state. She was able to secretly suspend my drive license. And on the course of her doing that, she actually called the police when I was going to drop off my child at school in the morning and pick her up in the afternoon in my days. I used to see it and I'm like, why is she there with the police and this? But the police realized that what she was trying to do, that she was just trying to use the system. Also, they obeyed the laws and they saw there was no probable cause for them to approach me. I haven't done anything wrong, so they didn't do anything. So she was frustrated. From there, she moved into the court system. She advised the court that, hey, this guy doesn't have a license, therefore, he shouldn't be with the child. He shouldn't be with them. He doesn't have a license to drive them. Even though I was able to, at the time, it was the beginning of Uber, I was able to hire someone to be a driver and to drive me around. I brought it into court. I was able to show it to the judge, and nothing happens from there. She hired a private investigator because they thought I was driving my little girl with no license. Nothing. They saw that, I had drivers when I was driving, when I was in the car. Then from there, most recently, she reported me to the DCF for medical neglect. What's DCF is? It's the Department of Children and Families. They investigate crimes against children, child abuse and things like that. So in this case, it was medical neglect. She said, well, he was not giving the medicine to the children. He doesn't believe in medicine and blah, blah, blah. And then she said to them, look, there's something else I wanted to tell you guys. And, she planted the seed. There was something there that she wanted to tell, but she was afraid because of the statute. She'll make a false claim, blah, blah, blah. Then from there, she hired this lawyer named Harvey Rogers from Miami. And I checked this lawyer because he's starting to send me threatening emails over and over and over again. And I see that I was not the only one that he has done this. There's several other people. Then I found out there was even complaints that was filed with the Florida bar against him for the same thing. And then I say, wow. And then I see that this guy was very dirty. He would lie in court. He would make false statements in court. He would try to change the judge's orders and put information and mislead the court. And I was like, whoa, where is this from? And then he is starting to send me emails saying, hey, we needed to take, you need to take your daughter to a gynecologist. Your parents are the gynecologist that he knew, that he has spoken to, and he indicated in his email that that there was signs that my little girl was having improper activities. There, which was that he was trying to imply that I was sexually molesting my child. All right. So I go on vacation. Before I go on vacation, they filed an emergency motion to try to stop me from going on vacation. I'm in court the day before my trip. It's already stressed for you to take a trip, but I'm in court now because they're trying to prevent me from going on the trip. It's not the first time she does this kind of things, accusing me of, when I went on the trip the last time, she accused me that I wrongfully removed the child from the jurisdiction. And technically, I kidnapped the child and I went to another country, okay? And the child was in danger, okay? All unfound, right? So then at this time, she files this motion, she's there, and I have to argue and argue and argue. Then the judges say, okay, you come back on this day, you do this, you do that. And then I come back, then she takes my child without me knowing. A few days later, she takes my child to an emergency room, and an hour and 20 minutes from my home, and there she wanted to see a specific doctor, which was a male. My daughter was asking her that she was not comfortable with seeing a male. She wants the female, but no, she doesn't want to listen to my daughter. It has to be this doctor. It has to be this male. She goes see this doctor. Then luckily for me, and thank to God, that when she went to see this doctor there, another doctor showed up and approached and say, we would like to observe the procedure because I have a med student here who would like to see this. They observed the procedure. This doctor did his report. He did it on his report that there was no signs of sexual molestation, that there was no rip of the private area of this child. However, he puts in the report that the patient was was not collaborating. I go and I check this doctor. I say, who is this doctor? After I checked, right? And I find out that this doctor had an address from the same street of my former wife's attorney. Also, looks like he has a relationship with law firms. Also, he was being sued for medical malpractice. He had been sued for child medical neglect and from not paying his financial obligations to credit cards and things like that apparently it was. And I'm thinking to myself, I was like, wait a second. So this guy had some financial problems, and this guy, is being sued for some other things that has to do with children. And this guy has the same, not the same address, but the same street address of this former wife's attorney. Whoa. This was a setup. That's what she was doing, just like the licenses situation. And I'm like, man, I can't believe all this. And I had to deal with DCF. Not only that, I had to deal with police. I can't complain. They did their job. They were very professional. But it was a lot of stress. And on top of that, my little girl or child, she went through several doctors that had to all the time asking her to open her leg and examine her. She was interrogated by several law enforcement. This is terrible, guys. And then on top of that, I'm in court, and I got this lawyer lying in there left to right, putting stuff in judge's order that is not true, and getting those things going through. And I must say, the treatment for someone that is representing myself like I am right now it's very unfair. They do not treat you equal. Okay, I was there. I was testifying. Well, all of this guy was saying it was untrue. He had no proofs, and they didn't care. They just went on through it, and it goes. I had a lawyer that told me, "Look, Marcelo, don't expect justice. The system is there to process you, not for justice." So, guys, there needs to be something. There needs to be something that needs to be done. The system is unfair. And don't think it's because, now that I'm financially distressed because all of the money that I spent at all the 7 years, I cannot afford my lawyer. No. If you are wealthy, they're going to take advantage of you too. Okay, the system is going to take advantage of you too. Okay, right now the lawyer is filing all this thing, and he's saying that I got to pay his attorney fees, which is close to $100,000 for the past 6 months. So this is what you'll be facing with. Okay, I am telling you, things needs to be changed. People needs to be treated equal. This is not good for the families. This is not good for our society. This is not good for our future of our communities. We're going to have people with major problems, okay? And it's the children, okay? And as right now, I am going to try, as I have been in the past, I have contacted the former governor of the state of Florida. He looks like his daughter went through the court system as well in the family court. And now I'm going to contacting the DeSantis. I'm going to contact it, Brian Mast. I'm going to contact it every agency that I know that in the past I have contacted. I'm going to contact the senator. I am going to contact everybody in my community. This needs to change, okay? This needs to change. The system is not that we use the government to take advantage of it so we can dirty ourselves into the court system and win custody. No, it shouldn't be that way. It should be a fair system. It should be equal. People should be treated equal in there. It should be equal justice for everybody. It doesn't matter what color, what race, where you're coming from. It should be a fair system, not this. I'm sorry to say this. I'm not here to talk about judges, bad about them. I'm here talking about the system. The system is bad. The system is there, and we are all ignoring because it doesn't happen to you. You don't care. Trust me. One day, your grandson, one day, your daughter, one day, somebody who's going to be on that system, and you're going to feel the consequences. So I am here to ask for help from everybody. Everybody, let's get together and let's change the system. Thank you.